What's up, guys and gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest episode review, episode number 3 of BLEACH. BLEACH, baby. 1,000-Year Blood War Arc, episode 3. Okay, so this episode, right out of the gate, here's what I want to talk about, because this episode, once again, animation, the remix of the songs, the pacing, everything, fire. 10 out of 10, zero problems thus far. Though, I do have one sort of minor thing that I wish they do, and they still have time to do it, because it was almost there. They were almost there, and they didn't capitalize, but we'll have to wait and see. First things first, people are complaining about the pacing, apparently, but also like it's fast paced, similar to how people complained about Shaman King. And though a scene or two there from Shaman King was a little fast paced, for the most part, the remake of Shaman King, that's the speed it was in the manga. What do you want? You wanted an OVA, you wanted this to come out panel for panel, fight for fight. What are you complaining about? You know what I mean? So I don't understand the pacing problem, because I don't find a pacing problem. I find the episodes feel way too short. Like I only watched 5 minutes because it's all greatness, and it's just like, oh my god, this is happening. Oh my god, this. Oh my god, this, and time just flies by. But also, I also noticed that people are not only complaining about the pacing for some reason, when the original argument, as I brought up in my episode 1 review, was that people were worried that from volume 55, the start of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, all the way to volume 74, is it? Yeah, 74. I should know that off by heart by now. But yeah, volume 74, the 50-odd episodes that are planned is not enough to cover it. That was their big thing. And now we're complaining that it's going too fast, when it's not. And we're also complaining that they cut out one unimportant scene. Now, people talk about characterization stuff. I talked about this with Miss Content when we did our watch party thing for episode 3 today. And that some people wanted to see the lieutenant thing because we wanted to see the characterization. So when things like in this episode, spoilers alert, when episode 3, Kira gets blasted and he just got blasted. Half of his body is gone. He gone, right? We should have had a scene, the lieutenant meeting, which was in these volumes, that has seemingly been skipped. In my opinion, in lieu of a better scene. Because though you could argue, yes, we need these moments. We need the cover serials in One Piece. We need seeing the Straw Hats chill on the Thousand Sunny. We need to see the first episode. We need to see the main cast just chilling in Ichigo's bedroom, just chillaxing and interacting with each other. Ichigo and Uryu giving each other a hard time. Chad just being stoic, or Hime being like happy-go-lucky. All that stuff. We need to see that so that we feel for the characters. Of course, I agree with the sentiment. But this is the final arc. The final arc of a 74-volume series that has been out for 20 years. And I'm sorry, if you haven't read all 54 volumes, you're jumping into season, like the final season, you're jumping in, to season 10 or what have you. You're jumping in at chapter 11, and you're expecting me to have empathy for people that haven't watched all almost 400 episodes, plus with all the filler included, plus the movies, plus read the manga. We've had enough characterization. If you don't know who these characters are, I'm not saying I wouldn't love to see every single panel of these volumes done, but you know what I will trade off the lieutenant thing for? You know what I'll trade that off for? The original scene right here with Uryu. Let's go. The original scene here with Uryu. Because yes, we have the fight against this motherfucker. We have the fight against this guy with Ichigo. And that's really cool. By the way, once again, bringing up the pacing problem. Once again, episode, we're already halfway through this damn volume right here. We're already almost halfway through this volume. We skipped one scene. One damn scene. We skipped one scene. And we added another scene that is far more important than the lieutenant meeting, which basically gives us no new information. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't exactly jump into chapter or episode 1000 of One Piece or Pokemon and assume to know what the hell is going on and be like, I'm complaining that I don't really know the goals of these characters. I haven't seen enough interaction with Rukia and Renji at this point. You know, so I'm just not buying it. I'm buying the fact that at the end of the day, pacing wise, we're already into the second volume. At a 19 volumes, it's only episode 3. Yeah, what this means for us is actually that the pacing is fantastic. We're not blowing by, but we're not slowing down on the stuff to get us to the extended fights, to get us, because I guarantee you guys, I absolutely guarantee you, volumes 73 and 74 are going to be looking a mite different at the end of this anime. There's going to be a lot of changes from the last 4 from volumes probably odd 70 all the way up. There's going to be some major changes because we're seeing it right now with the Uryu scene. And that's the thing I want to talk about for this review, because elsewise 10 out of 10 as I already said. But I felt this review we could really talk about the pacing problem, because people, of course, they just can't seem to decide. Is it going too fast? Are you going to cover enough? Are you going to add shit? Are you going to take out shit? Like, no matter where you look, somebody's complaining about the exact opposite thing they complained about last week. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just done listening to the pacing and all that bullshit. I'm just done listening to that argument, but I wanted to get that out. So, but the big thing about the Uryu scene, and the one little thing that I want to talk about it, was the fact that a lot of people, we had no idea. When did Uryu join the Sternritter? We never had that information. Was he already a part of it during the scene in Ichigo's bedroom? In the manga, we never truly know. We never know when he went over to the other side. We never know who convinced him, when he joined, when he found out. Did he know about this the whole time? And with Kubo being involved, this is not non-canon. This is factual. Uryu did not know. This is key. This is amazing. As Ichigo is fighting against the Quincy, he had his suspicions about who this was, because he's not an idiot, and then he went looking for the answers. Now, there's a scene as they cut between, explaining what happened between Soul Reapers and Quincy's and the problem with this war and what's going to happen, which was a scene in the volume, but we cut between that with Uryu and Ryuken, his father, and they talk about where he's searching through the libraries, trying to find more information about this, His Majesty, and he breaks into his father's, or without permission goes into his father's study, finds an old book, probably from Soken, someone like that, which, can we just get a big round of applause for Soken? Quincy Jesus showed up. We saw, and you guys will know, spoiler alert, we see how he behaved and how he recruited, well, everybody. Literally every Quincy. Nobody refused this man. He's Quincy Jesus, right? This man went, no. And it's said once again here in the anime. People tend to forget these little things that are thrown out there. He's like, except for Soken, who did not accept our Majesty's grace. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that His Majesty went up to Soken and Soken went, nah, fam, nah. You ain't moving me. It ain't for me. You can get the hell off my property. And the Quincy King respected that decision? I mean, once again, the balls to stand up to him, especially Soken would know all about him, the balls to stand up to him, I mean, polite applause from the Peanut Gallery. Basby has grudging respect for doing the same idea. And then, of course, had no power and blah, blah, blah. But that's my point. I want to hope to see a scene where this kind old man, Uryu's grandfather, said, "Oh, youngster Quincy Jesus, no, get off my lawn." I just want to see it. I just want to see it because that's amazing. And the fact is that as he steals through his father's study, he finds a book and he reads all about it, and we're just left with key words like, is this all true? This person, His Majesty, is all of this, because he doesn't know about it, and Ryuken's basically like, it's none of your concern. And then he says, and about my mom, about my mother. They were this close. They were this close away from just showing the scene or saying, is that why you did what you did to my... See, they just need to expand that line. I'm kind of hoping they changed it in the English dub. I'm kind of hoping the subtitles I had weren't the greatest, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, it is what it is, because he just mentions his mom. He mentions His Majesty, all this stuff. So between this point and now is when he's going to join the Sternritter, of course. So Uryu was not actually a part of the Sternritter during the first invasion. That's information, that's key information to have, in my opinion. That's actually incredibly interesting. This episode does a great job showcasing that. As I said, the jump back and forth as the explanation is going on in the later half of the episode. And as I said, I really hoped that that scene had just changed that line slightly. Is that what... And for what you did to my mom, like mentioning something, like they mentioned the mother, but it's not enough, because one of the biggest problems with the end of Bleach, of course, was because of Kubo's health and the rushing and the cancel. And yeah, we're not going to get into that. But the fact of the matter is that the end was rushed and not very well thought out, foreshadowed, etc. Right? Now there's the opportunity to foreshadow certain events and certain things that happen properly. And this right here is definitely hitting the right road, the right direction. They passed go, they collected their $200, and they knew we would give them the $200 for this scene, because already this is shaping up to be, I'm assuming we're going to get more. I assume we're going to follow Uryu, maybe not next episode, but maybe the episode after. I feel like we're going to follow his journey for a couple, right up until the end of the first invasion. I feel like we're going to follow his journey as we sync up the timelines as to how he becomes a Sternritter and what he finds out, to also help foreshadow the ending part and everything that happens in between now and the end of Bleach. Maybe I'm hoping for too much, but 3 episodes in, everything else has been fantastic, and the one scene change they did is actually leaps and bounds helping out so many people who read the manga and went, we really needed more foreshadowing. We really needed more foreshadowing. Well, it wasn't just a throwaway line. Kubo wrote a whole nother scene. I mean, let's go. So I know this was a little bit of a longer, ranty review, but at this point, as Miss pointed out, what else can you say but just go, this is fire, this is fire, this is amazing, I am so hyped, woo! You know, other than that, there's some other stuff to talk about, so I thought I'd do the community pacing problem and how the community, for some reason, is never happy. It's a manga community. Christ, you know, can't be helped. But yeah, just the fact that, like, how hypocritical everybody seems to be. Every episode, they seem to change their minds. This is too fast. This is too slow. They didn't add enough. They took away too much. It's too much. It's too page for page. It's not page for page enough. I don't know. I don't know how to appease anime communities anymore on the internet, but I'm never really tried, so... But anyways, fact of the matter is, this was a fire episode. I love the additional scene. It actually... We were expecting it. We were hoping for it. And this early on means I expect many more additional scenes. Maybe not just with Uryu, but other people, to really round out the flaws that the arc had in the manga and fix them here in the anime. It's what we were all hoping was going to happen, and it seems like we might actually get our wish. So that's my review, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. Don't forget to drink responsibly, as I always do. This is actually near beer, so I am being good. And we will see you guys back here next Monday for more Bleach. Bleach episode 4. You can check it out on Disney Plus if you're up here in Canada. I don't know where else you watch it, but I watch it on Disney Plus. So anyways, have a good one, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.